Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone present on that side. I again welcome each and everyone on the Live Physics VK channel. So, here we are going to continue with your class 12th electrostats, and what is the special about this lecture and this video is that in this lecture or in this video we are not going to do any theoretical or any derivation part up to the electrostats part that we have discussed, and that was electric force and electric field. We have discussed a lot of thing about that and we have done the numericals a lot. But in this lecture, we are going to discuss some of the most important and the typical questions that has been the part of the electrostats till now in the competition exams. Means if I say about the IIT JEE mains, or if I'm saying about the NEET or the AIMS, and in the CBSE or from the side of the CBSE, these numericals are being considered as the HOTS, means high order thinking skill numericals. So in this lecture we are going to do on that only. Okay, so here we have the first HOTS numerical that we have in front of that, and at the starting means just before this numerical you can get your numerical has been properly, so first of all note it down and now on the board. So what is the question? A particle of mass m carries the charge negative q. So you have a particle whose mass is m and whose has a negative q1 charge. It is moving around a plus q2 charge. So we have another charge plus q2, and around that charge this q1 charge is moving in a circular path of radius smaller. So q1 amount of q1 negative q1 charge is moving around the q2 charge in a circular path. So what is the teacher is asking us? It is asking us show that the time period is under root over 16 pi cube efficient naught mr cube divided by q1 q naught. This question, if this question is subjective type, teacher might ask you in this manner, show that. And if the same question is of objective type, which was the part of IIT 2004, at that time this question was asked in the manner that which of the option is the correct time period option. So subjective and objective both questions are to be performed in a same manner. So we have to calculate the time period. And first of all, you have to clear this word time period. So what is the time period? The time taken to complete one revolution. So we all know that the time taken to complete one revolution is called as time period. And time is generally always being equal to what? Distance upon velocity. In terms of magnitude I am talking about. So distance upon magnitude of the velocity. And since we are talking about time period, so time taken to complete one revolution. So one revolution means how much distance that you covered? 2 pi r. The circumference of that circular path by whatever be the velocity of that q1, negative q1 amount of the charge. So we have the general expression for the time period. You can say that the time period of any body, if in future we required to calculate the time period, we can use this formula directly, and the time period is 2 pi r by velocity. So we have the radius, it has been defined, but the one thing that we do not have is the velocity, and we have to work on that. So since negative q1 is in which path? Circular path. So negative q1 is in circular path, and we all know that in circular path there are two forces acts on that particle which is in the circular path. One is radially inward, centrifugal, and one is radially outward, which is your centripetal. So which force is going to act in a inward manner? So definitely this charge which is revolving around the positive charge, this charge is negative. and this charge is negative and this one is positive, so there would be electrical force, electrostatic force of attraction between both of them. So it would behave as a radially inward, and one force which always act radially outward is mv square by. And since both are in a circular, since the q1 amount of charge in a circular which is in the equilibrium, it means both the forces magnitudely should be equal. So it means electrical force should be equal to mv square by. So what is the electrical force between them? So according to Coulomb's law, the force is 1 by 4 pi efficient naught q1 means your first charge into q2 means your second charge divided by the square of the separation between them. And again repeating, we are not going to use the negative or positive sign because they are used to indicate the direction, and the direction of force already has been mentioned. It should be equal to what? mv square by r. One r cancel with the r, and what we got? v square is equal to q1 q2 divided by 4 pi efficient naught m, or you can say v is equal to what? Under root q1 q2 by 4 pi efficient naught m. So here we have the velocity of that negative q1 charge particle around the plus q2. Now we can easily find out time period. So by 1 and 2, what's the time period? It is 2 pi r by velocity. And what is the velocity that we got? q1 q2 divided by 4 pi efficient naught. And I think I'm clear. So it would be the reciprocal part. So take the rest of the part from inside. So T would be, okay, 1 r is also left, sorry, from my side, so I forgot that. 1 r is also left here. So here it would be that. Take that 2 pi r inside the square root, and when it goes inside, so it would become the square of that. So inside, so when 2 goes inside, it would become 4, and there was a 4 already, so it becomes 16 pi square, and this pi become pi cube. R square r is your r cube efficient naught m divided by q1 q2. And here we have the time period of that negative charge particle over the positive charge particle. So there is the first numerical, or you can say the first Hertz numerical. Okay, you can say, sir, what is the Hertz, or what is that much high order thinking? Because when we are discussing with the basic concept, everything becomes so much easy when you are collaborating and when you know all the basic concept. If you know the definition of time period, if you know about the circular path, if you know about the centripetal and centrifugal, everything is done. Means most of the thing is from your previous knowledge. So the only thing that we have from this part is only the formula for the electrostats. The only Coulomb's law that we are applying, this is the new thing in this unit. Apart from that, the rest of the concept is from your previous knowledge. That's why these are called as a Hertz, when your present topic get related with your previous topic, or one or two other concepts togetherly when they mix to form a new type of a question. That type of a question is called as the Hertz question. If I want to give the definition of the high order thinking skill numericals, just you have to think it, and this your thinking ability and thinking skill can easily do such type of a numericals. So please have this, and we will meet with the second numerical related to that. Please note it down. Okay everyone, so now we are here with the second numerical that we are going to be part of our Hertz category. So what is the second numerical? So already you have noted down the second numerical just before that. So there is a small clip. So you first of all, for all the Hertz numerical, please note it down the numerical firstly. And now let's come with me. So what is the question here? The question is two small spheres, each of the mass is m. So how many spheres we have? Two small spheres, each of the mass is m and charge q, are suspended by a string of length L. So we have two masses. So check this out. So here we have the solid surface which is being fixed, and with that solid surface we have two masses which are being suspended. Means आप लोगों ने दो masses को in Hindi if I say दोनों को लटका रखा है, but both the masses of the charge Q. It means both the masses or both the spheres are of equal charge or the same type of charge. And if they are of same type of a charge, so definitely both the spheres are going to repel each other. So they are repelling each other. So this is your first sphere, you can say, with the charge Q, and we have second also with the charge Q. Both have the same amount of mass. So it is not the one sphere here, we have the two sphere, both are suspended with the common point. Now with the string of length L. So in both the cases, or with both the masses, they are attached with the string which has negligible mass of with the length L. And here, if theta is the angle measured with the vertical when they are in equilibrium. So since both are repelling each other, so initially when you place them, so they will repel each other and they hold it here. Because इससे ज़्यादा दूर जा नहीं सकते because the distance is very much apart. But इससे close आ नहीं सकते because they have the repulsion. Means after some time they will be in equilibrium. So they will be holding here. दोनों charges यहीं पे hold है. And theta is the angle made with the vertical. So let's suppose this is our vertical side. You can say, and theta is the angle made here. So that is your theta. Let us give the some name to that. Let's suppose this is A, this point is B, this point is C, and this point is D. So everyone, let's suppose we have in this manner. So now the teacher is asking, show that Q square means the square of the charge is equal to 4mgl square sine square theta tan theta 4 pi epsilon naught. So all the things that we have to prove, that all the things are well defined here. Q is the charge in the body, m is the mass of the body, L is the length of the string, and theta is the angle made by both the bodies with the vertical when they are in equilibrium. So this angle is made by both the bodies with the vertical. So this is the theta, so this would be also be the theta. Okay. So now this is the question, and this is going to be very much twisted part from our previous knowledge. So here, what are going to be happen? So if I talk about this body which is at the point B. So first of all, let us discuss how many forces that this body or this sphere is going to experience. So since this sphere has its mass, and definitely anything which has the mass will always experience the weight which is equal to mg, and which always acts in a vertical direction. Number 2, since sphere at B and sphere at C, both the spheres are of same charge, that's why this sphere will experience a force of repulsion because of the C. Here I am dealing with the body B. If you want to study the body C, you can D, because both are behaving in a same manner, because they have same mass and because they have same charge. Okay. And the number 3rd that I want to discuss, since this sphere is hanging with the fixed body by using a string, and if you recall your class 11th, and in that class 11th we discussed that whenever any body is hung with the help of a string with a fixed body, it will have a tension in it, and that tension is always directed towards that fixed point where that is hanging around. So at that B body, how many forces are acting? 3 forces. So if I want to give you an explanation here, this is our body B. Here the tension T, here the mg, and here the electrical force. It means on this body at B point, there are the three forces which are acting on the B point. But the body B is in equilibrium. It means at the equilibrium position of the B, there are three forces acting on it. And if you recall and if you remember, by looking at the diagram, most of the student, when we were part of the class 11, in vector chapter, if you revise, we have studied such type of a concept. And what was that theorem called? That theorem is called Lemmy's theorem. So according to Lemmy's theorem, you get to know how to solve it. Let us solve this concept. So first of all, if this angle is theta, this angle should be 90 minus theta. So check this out. This angle is 90 minus theta. This angle is 90. This angle is also 90. And this whole angle, when you solve this, 90 plus 90, 180. Okay. This is your 90, 90, 180 and this is your 90 minus theta. And the whole angle is 360. And when you solve this, you will get this angle is 90 plus theta. Done? So now, according to Lemmy's theorem. So according to Lemmy's theorem, if you remember that F by sine, if you remember how we remember the Lemmy's theorem, that whichever be the force we are dealing, so that force divided by sine of the angle which is in front of that, जो उसके सामने वाला angle है. If you remember, in Lemmy's theorem we have taken the angle as alpha, beta and gamma. So F of front angle, mg of front angle and t of front angle should be equal. So F by sine, what is the front angle of the F? 90 and 90 minus theta. So 90 plus 90 minus theta, it would become 180 plus theta. 90 plus 90 minus, 90 plus 90 minus theta, it will become 180 minus theta, should be equal to mg. And what is the angle in front of the mg? Sine 90 plus theta, and is equal to tension T by sine 90. I think this is your class 11. That's why this question is pretty much hot. ये इसी कैटेगरी में आने का रीजन यही है इसका. So by Lemmy's theorem, by applying the Lemmy's theorem, so I have placed the B body separately here. So I think am I clear with the angles? So here F by sine 180 minus theta should be equal to mg by sine 90 plus theta should be equal to t by sine 90. So now help or revise your trigonometry concept. Sine 180 minus theta, it is sine theta itself, is equal to mg by sine 90 plus theta, it is your cos theta, is equal to, what is sine 90? 1. So what we got here? F by sine theta is equal to mg by cos theta. So help me out in placing that trigonometry concept. So F by sine theta. Now back to this triangle. The triangle ABD. Check this out. And this angle is theta. So what is sine theta here? So sine theta is your perpendicular by hypotenuse. So it will become BD by AB. So F by BD divided by AB is equal to mg by cos theta. In the same triangle, what would be the cos? Base by hypotenuse, which is your AD divided by AB is equal to T by 1. So what we got? F by BD by AB, mg by AD by AB is equal to T by 1. Let us divide AB to all the three sides. So divide with AB. So F by BD by AB into AB, it left only BD. Similarly, mg by AD by AB into AB. I am dividing with the AB in all the three sides. It remain only AD is equal to 1 into AB. It remains. So this is the expression that we got. So presently or up to here we haven't come to the question. अभी तक में क्वेश्चन पे आए नहीं हैं हम लोग. The thing that we are doing is that we make, you can say, the modified version of Lami's theorem for the electrostats. हम लोगों ने इलेक्ट्रोस्टैट्स के लिए Lami's theorem को ही मॉडिफाई करके एक एक्सप्रेशन बनाया है. And what is the expression that you have? That F means electrical force divided by BD. F by BD is equal to mg by AD is equal to T by AB. This is the modified version of the Lami's theorem that we are going to use directly, and in future you can use this expression directly without solving that whole part. आप लोग as a formula की तरह इसे use कर सकते हैं. And how to remember? Check this out. F. So on which axis it is acting? Horizontally. So F, you have to take that horizontal line BD. I'm talking about this triangle. Since we are working on ABD triangle, so whatever be the sine component or cos we have taken, we have work on ABD. So just only focus on ABD. केवल ABD पे बात कीजिए. So तरीका क्या है? Force, whichever of the force that you are dealing, whether you are dealing with electrical force, whether you are dealing with the weight force, whether you are dealing with the tension force, because all are the force. और किसी भी फोर्स को आप स्टडी कर रहे हैं उस ट्रायंगल की उसी साइड को पिक कर लीजिए. दैट इज द मेथड ऑफ लर्निंग और रिमेंबरिंग, यू कैन से. फोर्स एंड इन दिस ट्रायंगल इट इज हॉरिजॉन्टल, सो व्हिच साइड इज हॉरिजॉन्टल? BD. सो F by BD. mg वर्टिकल डायरेक्शन, सो ABD कौन सा डायरेक्शन और कौन सा साइड वर्टिकल है? इट इज AD, सो mg by AD. Tension, it is not a vertical direction or not a, it is hypotenuse type concept. So which one is inclining? Sir, AB is inclining. So the force with their corresponding side. So F by BD by is equal to mg by AD is equal to T by AB. I think, am I clear for here? So first of all, we haven't done the numerical till here. हम लोगों ने numerical नहीं किया. We have to prove it, but we are going to prove by using this concept. And for that, first of all, we should know that how to form it. If you go in the books of any other solution book, I am not saying that they are wrong, but the thing that they are approaching is they are writing that by Lami's theorem, this is your expression. Now the point arises, how you can understand, sir, ये आया कहाँ से? So that's why we have spent 5 to 10 minutes sometimes हम लोगों ने लगाया to understand how this has been derived. So first of all, by pausing the video, please everyone, at the side of the जहां पे आप लोगों ने क्वेश्चन लिखा है, you can make a bracket. कहीं पे एक ब्रैकेट बना लीजिए. Continue in the notebook, एक बॉक्स बना लीजिए. ओके, उसे सेपरेट दीजिए so that it can be look separate. आपको अलग से ही दिख जाए वो. और first of all, try to note it down and note it down this firstly, how the Lami's theorem is converted into this manner. Okay, so first of all, please note it down. Along with the diagram also, this as well as this. Okay, so by pausing the video, first of all, note down that. Done? Okay, now since we know that how to use the Lami's theorem, so now this question becomes very easy now. So we know that since according to Lami's theorem, I am again repeating, F by BD in that same triangle, only इसी triangle को देखिए, ABD को triangle को देखिए, F by BD is equal to mg by AD is equal to T by AB. So this is the Lami's theorem after the modification. So now we are going to use F by BD is equal to mg by AD, because in this expression there is no place where the tension has been talked about, जहां पे टेंशन के बारे में बात किया गया है. But you can say, sir, अगर बात ही नहीं किया गया तो आपने क्यों बात किया? Because I want to apply the Lami's theorem. And secondly, it does not mean कि हर बार numerical यही आए. Let's suppose in future if I ask in terms of tension, then what you will do? And your next homework numerical would be the same. I'm going to twist your numerical a little bit. So we have to, if we are going to study, or if we are spending any time on the numerical, any particular type of numerical, so we have to gather all the possibility that can be happen with that numerical. So F by BD is equal to mg by AD. So what would be F here? It would be mg into BD by AD. Done? So now this is our equation 1. So now try to gather small things all. What is F? F stands for the electrical force. The force between what and what? The force between body B and force between body C. And that distance between them is BC. So the force according to Coulomb, it is 1 by 4 pi efficient naught. What is your Q1? Q. What is your Q2? It is also Q. Divided by square of the separation between them. And what is the separation between them? It is BC square. Am I clear to that? Okay. Okay. So now we have the force expression. Now let's talk about in triangle, please. In triangle ABD. Quickly, help me out in that. So what would be sine theta from here? The sine theta from this triangle would be your BD by AB. So BD by AB. And what is AB? It is L. So what is your BD from here? L sine theta. Clear? In a same triangle, please help me out in cos theta. So cos is your base by hypotenuse, which means AD divided by AB. So what is AD from here? AB cos theta. And what is AB again? It is the length of the string. So L cos theta. Done? And here, in this force, we have what? BC square. And we all know that BC, it is 2 times of the BD. BC is equal to 2 times of the BD. Why? Because both the angles are equal on both the sides and the length of the string in both the cases also equal. So that's why this side would be also equal due to the similarity angle property. And what was the BD that we calculated? L sine theta. So what is the BC that we have? 2L sine theta. So all the 3 terms that I underlined, we got all the respective values. We got BD, we got AD, we got BC. Now use in the equation 1. So now in equation 1. So what was your equation 1? F is equal to, so what is the value of F? 1 by 4 pi efficient naught Q square by BC square. And what is BC? 2L sine theta square is equal to mg into, what is BD that we calculated? This is L sine theta divided by, what is AD that we calculated? L cos theta. Now just solve this out. L cancel with the L. And what we have to prove? Q square is equal to. So we will allow the Q square to be on LHS side and rest of the quantities on the right hand side. So transfer this. So when it goes on this side, it would be 4 pi efficient naught 2L sine theta square. It become 4L square sine square theta into mg sine theta by cos theta is tan theta. And here is the thing that we have to prove. You can check this out. Q square is equal to 4mgl square. 4mgl square. Sine square theta, tan theta, 4 pi efficient naught. The order is varying, but they are multiplying. So in multiply, in whatever be or in whichever be the order you want to write, that's okay. And that is the proof. So again, similarly like the previous numerical, we are again using the Coulomb's law, but some of the concept of the class element. And which concept of the class element we use here? That concept is Lemmy's theorem. But that Lemmy's theorem is being applied here, but not in a direct manner by using this relation. So first of all, try to understand how that Lami's theorem can be modified for the case of what? Electrostats, and then use it, and then it is a simple mathematical expression. So hopefully I am done with this second horse numerical, and now you are going to get your next numerical as an assignment which is totally related to that. So after solving this numerical in your fair notebook, you have to do that. But these assignments, so in this lecture, whatever be the assignment that I am providing you, you have to do in the fair, because these are the hots. So these are the special. So we have to gather at a special place, that is our fair notebook. So please note it down firstly. Okay everyone, so here we are again with the one more numerical that I want to be discuss in this lecture. But before going to that numerical, I want to discuss this 1 marks conceptual question. So first of all, look on that. So what is that question? Question is, calculate the flux through each face of a cube if the Q charge is enclosed in it. So let's suppose we have a cube here. Okay, and that cube encloses Q amount of the charge. So that Q amount of charge is enclosed by that cube. So he is asking, calculate the flux through each face. Har face se kitna hoga? So first of all, flux through the cube. And since cube is a closed surface, and since it is a closed surface, so we can apply the Gauss's law. So the electric flux through the cube is 1 by efficient naught times of total charge enclosed. And how much total charge enclosed by U? It is the Q. So what is the net electric flux? It is the Q by efficient naught. So this is the net electric flux through the cube. But what is happening here? He is not asking what is the flux through the cube. He is asking what is the flux through the each face of the cube. So now just let me know how many faces a cube has. So definitely everyone has that answer. That answer is 6. So through all 6 faces, this is the amount of the flux. This is the flux through 6 faces through the cube. So what would the flux through one face, sorry. So the flux through each face, it would be, let's suppose I am giving the symbol, it would be 1 by 6 of the net flux through the cube. Each face means the 6th part of the cube. You can say 1 by 6th time of the cube. And the net electric flux through the each face is 1 by 6 Q by efficient naught. And this is your 1 marks question that has been asked most of the time. So now, with that concept, with that small concept, there is one more numerical that I am going to discuss, and this numerical is the part of your NCERT exercise that I have given in the previous lecture as your assignment homework. So in that question, so I know there are more chances of getting doubt in here, so I personally pick up this numerical, and apart from this numerical from that NCERT exercise, I do not think that out of these 24-25 questions you will get doubt in any of the question. So this is the numerical that I feel that, so I am discussing with you. So the question is, there is a point charge of 10 microcoulomb. So this is the charge of 10 microcoulomb, which is at a distance of 5 centimeter, above the center of a square of side 10 centimeter. So here we have a square. Imagine that this is the square plate, and above that square plate there is a charge. So here it is a charge of 10 microcoulomb, which is at a distance of 5 centimeter. Okay, so as shown in the diagram. He is asking what is the magnitude of the flux through the square. So this is the square. So what is the flux through this square? And here it is the charge. So since if we want to calculate the flux, there are 2 methods of calculating the flux. Means we have the 2 formulas for the flux. Number 1 formula for the flux, if I write, it is your E vector dot A vector. And number 2 flux formula is 1 by efficient naught times of total charge enclosed. So there are the two expressions for the electric flux. That firstly we required area and electric field. We have the area but we do not know about the electric field. But in second we require the charge and efficient naught. We have the charge and efficient naught is always constant. But to apply this second formula means to apply the Gauss's law here, what we require, the Gauss's law can only be applied for a closed surface. But square, it is not a closed surface, it is an open face. So for that, first of all, we have to imagine or consider the closed surface. So everyone, since it is a square, imagine that a closed surface because of this. Imagine this closed surface. And this closed surface looks like a cube. So what would be our solution from here? I am just only giving the hint for that. Let us consider a Gaussian surface, a surface which is similar in all directions, means at the surface at which electric field is same at all points. So let us consider a Gaussian surface, and here that surface is cube. So now the question would be the same like the first, that a cube encloses q amount of the charge. So a cube, since the base was square, और अगर आप square के ही resemblance देखें, so it would make a cube, and the base was square and the whole Gaussian or closed surface is cube. So this question is exactly like this one, that a cube encloses a q amount of charge whose value is 10 microcoulomb. So here the value of the q is given. So what would be the flux through whole cube? It would be q by efficient naught. But he is not asking the flux through the whole cube, he is asking the flux through only this square plate. And this square plate is one of the face of the cube. So once we calculated the net flux through the cube, so what would be the flux through each face or the one face? It would be 1 by 6th of the net flux. Means this 1 marks logic is responsible for solving this larger question. This question is in your NCERT, and if I remind you, if I gave you the information, this question was in 2018 CBSE, your senior to senior batch. Meaning in 2018, 2 years priorly, this question was asked in the CBSE in the 5 marks category, hopefully. But in that you have to explain it in a better manner. But you have to explain that we are considering. What you are doing, just explain it or explore it. Okay, so I think the first part can be done. Now the second part. What would be the flux if the side of the square become double? What would be the flux if this square side becomes double, means 20 centimeter? So we all know that in the Gauss's law we have written that the electric flux through any closed surface or through any surface does not depend upon the shape and the size of that body. It only depends upon the medium, since the medium is same, efficient naught. Secondly, it depends upon the amount of charge enclosed. So you are again enclosing 10 microcoulomb of charge, because there was nothing which has been said about that the charge is changing. Charge के बारे में कोई बात नहीं किया गया, तो बात केवल किसके बारे में किया है? साइड को डबल करने का. So side double कीजिए. If your Q is same, if your efficient naught is same, the flux always remains the same. So that's why what would be the answer of second? You know that the flux does not get affected, because the electric flux through a surface does not depend upon the shape and size. Here the square face is 10 centimeter आपको given. अगर नहीं भी देता तो आप लोग easily understand भी कर सकते थे. But you have to do that. So with that you have to do this question. Hopefully बहुत लोगों ने कर लिया, जिन्होंने नहीं हुआ do that, note it down this. And for this lecture, that's all that we have discussed in the HOTS. But I am not saying that that is the end of the electric field and that. So as soon as we will approach in the further topics, जैसे जैसे आगे जाते जाएंगे, we will meet more and more time. We will get to know about the more and more questions और discuss करते जाएंगे. Because physics is endless. क्वेश्चन कहीं से भी बन सकते हैं, किसी भी लैंग्वेज में आ सकते हैं. So we will try to that. So for today's, this is the only section that you have to work. So complete all the questions in your fair notebook, complete your exercise, and now with that note, we will meet in the next lecture with our next part of the electrostats, which is electric potential. So in the next lecture, we will do the electric potential. Thank you, and please note it down quickly and complete this question.